coaching program. And today I want to talk about self-conscious. Is this something that you're aware of? Do you know if you're self-conscious or are you living in another conscious state? And so the reason why I was wanting to talk about this is because I was watching this interview with Grant Cardone and Damon Dash, and it was really interesting because Grant asked him like, "Hey man, what's one of the things that you do you think people are financially illiterate, or do you think they just wasn't programmed how to actually think correctly around money?" And before Dane answered the question, I paused it. I had to really think about it. Are we financially illiterate, or is it because we were not taught or programmed correctly on how to use money? And I can say from my experience, and it wasn't from no fault on my mom, my grandparents, anybody like that. They just didn't know about it because it wasn't programmed in them. That I wasn't programmed how to think about money or how to use money properly. And it wasn't until I started actually taking the steps to becoming more financially aware and learning how to budget and do things like that. That's how I understand it, that I became self-conscious of money and how to start using it better and seeing better opportunities that's around me. And so one of the things that Dane said, he was like, no one's financially illiterate. He said, he said, one thing you need to do, you need to compare schools, hospitals, and prisons. And he said they all look the same. They all have the same type of color pattern, the same layout, even the way the foyers, the hallways, and things go are the same. And that was really interesting because he said, you don't see schools with different things that are making you think. You don't see schools with different colors that help inspire creativity. He's like, they're dull, they're boring, they're used to just keep you to think like just go get a job. You just, like that, the old school assembly line worker when the Ford and all of those was real popular. And the reality is, those days are gone. Like those days are never going to come back. And so, how do we actually get to where we want to be in life if everything that we've been programmed with is wrong? And this is why I ask, like, are you self-conscious? And really ask yourself, what does self-conscious mean? If you know me and you've been watching the videos, uh, I'm on this thing where I'm starting to redefine every word that I thought I used to know. Because I'm starting to realize I didn't know what these words really meant. Like I didn't know what attitude meant. I didn't know what awareness meant. I didn't know what self-conscious meant a long time ago. And it was just now to recent years I started understanding it. So what is self-consciousness? First, let's start with simple consciousness. Now, this is how we see the animal kingdom. So animals are cats, dogs, birds, all of those. They live in a simple conscious state. And what that means is they're aware of their external, their environment, but they have no internal awareness. A bird will always be a bird. A cat will always be a cat. No matter what, they have no internal. They can't change that internal because they're not aware of it. However, with us as human beings, we're self-conscious, or we're supposed to be self-conscious because there are, and even Bob said, you see people operating at simple conscious levels as a human being also. And so self-conscious is having the awareness of your external, your environment, and your internal, meaning your potential. All of us have unlimited amount of potential. People try to say, or you see these things in school all the time when someone says like, "Oh, I had this teacher tell me I wouldn't be nothing in life." No one can tell you what you can or cannot be in life. Only you have that decision to make, and it takes you making a decision. And so you may be saying, okay, so how do I increase my self consciousness around different areas of my life? And let's just keep it on money, since I was doing a money class here. And so the way you want to do it, you want to increase your awareness, meaning your understanding. And so the best way to do it is you have to break it down to something very simple. Like you need to do it very small steps that you can do each and every day. Um, One of the reasons, and this is, I think most of the stuff is just not taught correctly because I don't see this level of content in a lot of trainings that I've done in the past. And a lot of people tell you like, oh, just set a goal or 21 days you'll have a new habit. That is not true. You can do something for 21 days, and I guarantee you on the 22nd day, if you're not committed to doing it, you're not going to do it again. Doing something for 21 days doesn't make it a habit. It just means you're able to do something for 21 days. A habit is something you're habitually doing to where it becomes programmed into your self-conscious mind. meaning you don't think about it anymore. So to explain that, I used to have the habit of eating meat. I changed that habit from eating meat to now I'm a plant-based vegan person. I don't eat food from plants. That isn't something I think about anymore. When I'm walking around and I smell meat, it doesn't entice me. It doesn't appetize me. People think like, oh, would you ever do it again? No, I've rechanged my habit. I've changed my habit from how I used to eat. And because we're not aware of these habitual programs and what a habit really is, a lot of us, this is why we have a lot of things such as yo-yo dieting, people who they have those ups and downs with those financial wins. They don't understand their actual habits. And so the way you increase your awareness to, which is getting better understanding of your habits and an understanding of the habit that you want to do, you have to do something that you can commit to each and every day. And so here's to give you an example. Right now I'm writing 3 books. So I commit to only doing one paragraph a day. Meaning each and every day I wake up, I write one paragraph. Don't mean I only write a paragraph. That I just give myself the goal of each and every day I wake up, write one paragraph towards the book or books. I'm sorry. And so because I'm doing that, I'm having pages and pages and pages of stuff that I would never have written if I said, you know what, man, today I'm going to write a book. I don't have the habit of someone who writes books like that. I've only written one book so far, and now I'm writing 3 more. So that is how you actually start getting increasing your awareness. You do one small thing that you can commit to on a daily basis. You don't give it an index. You say, hey, if it's a weight goal, yeah. What is one thing you can commit to doing healthier every day for the rest of your life? Is it something as simple as, hey, I'm gonna make sure I just drink 72 ounces of water each and every day, or I'm gonna make sure I eat a side salad each and every day, or it can be something as simple as, you know what, I'm gonna just make sure I get the recommended daily value of 5 to 7 grams of fiber each and every day. Something simple that you're gonna commit to it each and every day, and that's how you actually start changing